Are you looking for a good torque wrench? There's a few options out there for you. You could get one of these big swing ones, and they're really precise, but they're really hard to read at times, especially if you're way up in an engine bay and you're trying to twist it and read this at the same time. Doesn't always work out. You're probably thinking, well, I'll just run down to Harbor Freight and get a Pittsburgh clip type style. And you could do that, but here's why you don't want this one. The Harbor Freight ones are all sold individual. They come in these big blow style cases, and they're just kind of a pain to work with because you gotta loosen this and then screw it where you want, and then hope that when you tighten this down, oh, see, I moved it. You gotta hold it in place and then tighten it down. Hope you don't twist it where you don't want it. The people at SUZUME figured out a better way. Inside this nice little carry case, we have not one, not two, but all three sizes of torque wrench. You got your 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch all right there, along with extensions for each one. Let's go ahead and compare the 1/4 inches on their own. This is the SUZUME 1/4 inch, and this big guy is our Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight. Look at the size difference. Now, this one will actually go higher on the scale. It goes to 220 inch-pounds, whereas this one stops at 200. This guy is a lot beefier, a lot larger, a lot harder to get into small spaces. Whereas the SUZUME is tiny. Look at that. Nice, dainty, real lightweight. You're not putting a ton of torque on this. You don't need a mile-long bar on there. And if you're going after a bolt that small, it's probably in a hard-to-get-at space. This has a ton of clearance. But you're still wondering, how did they improve the design over this guy? This has been around for years, where you loosen this, move it, and like a micrometer, tighten it. This, all you got to do is pull down this collar, and you can just screw it in, screw it out, and once you get it to exactly where you want it, all you got to do is pull down, twist the handle. Let's say we want to go to 120. So we got that little hashtag right there, and that's at 0. And she clicks right into place. It's not going anywhere until you pull down the collar. Really good design. I like that so much better. Also in the head, it's a lot nicer. Listen to the gears. A lot finer teeth. Even how they hold the socket on, this SUZUME is far superior. The Pittsburgh has just a normal button on the side, and it comes off really easy. The SUZUME has a push button style ejector. So when this goes on, it stays on until you push the button. No more dropping your socket into the void. But for the real question, how good is the click? I have both of these set at 140, and we're going to see how they sound. We'll start with the Pittsburgh. I'll hold the fender so it's not moving around. Not too bad. And now the SUZUME. Honestly, I like that better. It's got more of a click to it. It feels good. The Pittsburgh just feels kind of loose. It's not really sure. I mean, it's there, but it's kind of hard to tell. Are you wondering what the cap at the bottom's for? Well, I'll show you. It's a little adjustment screw so you can recalibrate it. But you're not going to have to for a while, because this is good for 1,000 uses before it needs to be recalibrated. When they ship these out from the factory, they test them for within 3% accuracy. These big hunkers are within 4. So same test with the 3/8. We're at 45 foot-pounds this time. We're maxed out on here. And that is a nice click. I like it. I approve of that one. You know what? I'm not totally satisfied with that. Let's back this all the way off to 5 foot-pounds and see how the click sounds when we're backed all the way out. All right, 5 foot-pounds. How does it sound at the lightest setting when the spring has hardly any tension on it? Still has a pretty nice click. Probably thinking, well, that's just going to rub off, isn't it? Well, I got a screw here. And yeah, I guess eventually it will wear off, but it's going to be a while before that happens, I do believe. Now we're going to do a real world test where we try it out on this Dodge Dakota tire. These are supposed to be between 80 to 120 foot-pounds of torque. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen up 2 nuts. We're going to tighten one with the SUZUME and one with the Pittsburgh. Then we're going to see what their breakaway torque is with the Taiwanese made swing style. Now this is a lot older, although it's technically supposed to be a little bit more accurate. I think these were within 1 to 2%, so we should be able to tell. So in this case, all I have is a short socket. Well, the SUZUME wins already because our kit comes with an extension. Didn't really go over the size difference. I will say the 1/2-inch Pittsburgh is quite a bit bigger. They both barely fit in frame. Just a little bit larger, but not too much really. It shouldn't make that much a difference. Even though the Pittsburgh is larger, it maxes out at 150 foot-pounds, where the SUZUME maxes out at 170. This one also goes down to 10 foot-pounds, as does the Pittsburgh. So they both are the same on the low end, but different on the high end. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to 80 foot-pounds, which is what these should be set at right now, because that is where I put it. And we're going to see if it loosens it. Can you see? 80. Oop. Camera doesn't like to focus on it either. You see 80 right there where it zeroed out on 80. We'll loosen this one up here. Okay, they both came loose. So we'll start with the Pittsburgh. We're gonna send it in and go until we hit 80. Nice big click out of it. I haven't heard the SUZUME's yet, so let's see how nice the click is on this. I got high hopes. That felt like a lot less effort for some reason to get to 80. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. It just feels a lot less effort. Maybe if I held it down here. No, I can't even get it to go. Huh. I wonder if it's the way this spring's set up. I don't know. And yes, I know using the extension is going to mess with our torque just a little bit, but not enough for this video. Let's go ahead. Considering we're using it for both, it should still even out. We'll start with the Pittsburgh, and I got to get you down here so you can look at the swing. Okay, we want to be looking for somewhere up around here. We want this needle to be up around 80 when it breaks loose. Uh-oh. Well, that was not 80, and we broke loose. Okay, how about the SUZUME? That was also around 70. Interesting. Maybe that takes about 10 foot-pounds of torque out of it. Well, I wasn't satisfied with those results, so I double-checked to make sure we are at 80 on both of them, and they are. So I went and found a normal deep well socket, and we're going to try it this way. So same way, this will be our SUZUME, this will be our Pittsburgh, and we're just going to send it until it clicks. Okay, we're on our Pittsburgh. We're looking for 80. Wow, it's pretty close. It's pretty darn close. And the SUZUME. Huh. That is interesting. I'm wondering if it's maybe because this thing is just so much longer. Maybe that's where our math problem's running into, because we got different size lengths on the handles. Let's try this one more time. I got both of these guys set to 90 now. So we're gonna see where that gets us. Okay. What does this do when I go to 90? Exact same. Same spot, everything. Huh. try you here again. Okay, let's see where we break loose. 70, 80, 90, okay. All right, we made it around 80 there. And the Pittsburgh. Yep, that made it around 90 as well. So around 90 they're pretty darn accurate. Around 80 they're around 70. Inconclusive, but darn, it's pretty darn close. Both pretty darn spot on regardless of where we were at. So accuracy wise, they seem to be both pretty accurate. It could be this guy's off too, although our 90 pound setting definitely seemed to be a lot more spot on. So maybe this one's just a little wore out. Hold on. So what did we learn here? Well, the SUZUME and the Pittsburgh, accuracy wise, it's pretty darn similar, at least in the 1/2 inch, but it's going to get you darn close. As for this thing, it could be way off too. I was looking for the other one I have that's a Blackhawk that's American made, and I don't know where it went. Pittsburgh actually does a fairly decent job if you're looking for something a little big, bulky, and doesn't have a great feel to it. And you know, this SUZUME is definitely a lot nicer set. Everything comes in one box. You got your extensions right there. You don't have to chase 3 of these big blow molded things around. And it's all in one spot. You can grab it and go off and torque whatever you need to and put it right back. I really like the case. Really like I know a blow molded case, someone saying they like it. I actually prefer this over what that has going on. But the fit, feel, and finish of the SUZUME is a lot nicer than the Pittsburgh. I really like this quick adjust. You know, you can just click, doom, and there it is. It does have a nice grip here. Whereas the Pittsburgh are just kind of the, you know, standard knurly bits and, you know, slick finish. This here's got a little bit of grip to it. So if you're interested in this SUZUME set, I will leave a link below. They're about $86 for all 3 of them, which really isn't that bad when you think of the quality, the case, and everything all put together. Also the size, this being a 1/4 inch and this being a 1/4 inch, and you can get into that many more places. Yeah, that makes a big difference. So go ahead, leave a like, hit subscribe. There'll be an affiliate link down below if you're interested. Have yourselves a great day. I will see you in the next one.